Hey, another day, another doll. Oh, I've already lost track. What day is today? I'm not even sure. Head down and throw this trash out, and then walk to the gym, because that's what I do. Almost at the gym, a couple blocks away. So, Emmanuel, what are we working on today? Well, guys, unfortunately, it's a cardio day. This is fine. This is totally fine. No, it's not. Cardio sucks. Hashtag cardio sucks. Gonna do an hour of cardio, and then probably get my triceps, because I didn't get them in yesterday. I didn't have time. I spent so much time doing back work. So, yeah, that's today's agenda. Here we have the Wild Emmanuel starting his workout with some tricep rope push downs, pull downs, whatever you like to refer to them as. These are good for your triceps. Do them, okay? You get a good extension on your triceps here. Good squeeze there at the end of the movement. I usually try to vary the grip. I'll sometimes use the V-bar. I'll sometimes use the easy curl bar. It depends on the week. Then the Wild Emmanuel decides to move over to one of these seated benches. He grabs an easy curl bar and he starts doing some overhead tricep extensions. These are really good for your tris. They do work on your shoulders a bit as well. I usually prefer the easy bar instead of the straight bar. Again, that's the bar with the curves in it, because it's easier to get the right hand placement for this movement. Now, what I've noticed from doing these is it can be very difficult to get proper balance, and that makes it a struggle, but you keep working. The Wild Emmanuel continues to roam, and he finds himself another tricep exercise. These are a seated tricep push down or extension, whatever you want to call them, on a machine. These are pretty simple. You're just going to push down here and get an extension on your triceps. I recommend putting a good amount of weight on for these, because they're actually very, very easy. So you want them to be a bit challenging. Also, has anyone noticed I have the worst angles of recording? Sorry about that. I don't have someone to record for me, and I use my phone. As we come to a close, the Wild Emmanuel finds his final exercise of the day. These are sort of a variation on skull crushers. You're gonna get pretty much the same movement, but instead of coming down towards my face, I go behind the head. So it's sort of similar to the seated variation I was doing earlier. And I do that to sort of get a better extension on the movement, get a better extension on my triceps than you would from just doing skull crushers, which you're only going to get, the movement towards in front of your face, and then you can't go any farther.
Okay, let's talk about Christmas movies. My personal top 5 favorite Christmas movies of all time. Let's keep it to 5, because if I tried to do 10, I don't think I'd be able to rank them properly. There's a lot of these movies where I've actually watched them, but I don't know if I focused enough on them to really properly evaluate how I feel about the movie. I was a weird kid. I would watch a lot of these movies, but I don't know if I'd focus on them very often. My mind was always somewhere else. I was always thinking about something else. That's a whole other story. So let's start off with number 5. Number 5, Jingle All the Way. No, I am not singing. There's actually a Christmas movie called Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way, I don't believe reviewed very well. I don't think the ratings were awesome. So people don't really talk about it very often when you hear Christmas movies. I rarely ever hear it mentioned. It's this weird movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger, yes, that Arnold, I'll be back, Arnold, plays this high-powered businessman. I think his name was Howard. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think his name was Howard. He has a family, and there's this insanely popular doll / action figure that's been selling throughout the year called Turbo Man. And it's been sold out since Thanksgiving, but his kid wants one. That's all his kid wants for Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, not for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. Duh, this is a Christmas movie, Emmanuel. And it's a point where basically people are going nuts. They're fighting. It's like Black Friday simply for this specific doll. It gets to the point now where Arnold faces off against a mailman, and they're basically fighting for one doll that's left of Turbo Man. That mailman's played by Sinbad. It's a very odd pairing. It works in some ways, in other ways it's sort of weird, but it's kind of funny. It made me laugh a lot. when you're a kid, you don't necessarily view movies as, oh my god, what's up with this movie? Is this movie good? Is the plot well? Is it funny? Is it making me laugh? Does it make me feel good? Does the plot make any sense? You don't ask yourself all these questions when you're a kid. You kind of just watch movies and you enjoy what you enjoy. I kind of miss those times. They were very, very, very simple times. But yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. It's actually kind of funny. I don't know if you could watch it anywhere now. I don't know if it's on any streaming service or anything like that. But if you do get a chance, give it a shot. It's not, an amazing movie. It's pretty funny. It's cool. Check it out. Number 4, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This specifically is the live action version. I'm saying live action because it's the one where they have actors actually play the Who's and the Grinch. Not the animated one. Funny enough, I've never actually seen the animated one completely. They used to play it often when I was a kid on TV, but I wasn't really into it. I saw clips in here or there. I've seen clips as I've gotten older as well, but I've never actually seen it. But this one, I believe it was in the early 2000s, and Jim Carrey plays the role of the Grinch. Jim Carrey, awesome actor, funny guy. He did a lot of funny movies during those days. This was also during the time when DVDs sort of became a really big deal, a big popular thing, and this was, I believe, the first movie I ever owned on DVD. For whatever reason, I got really fascinated with it, and I asked for it as a Christmas gift that year. I got it. I watched that movie a ton. I was like, oh my god, I have my own movie on a DVD. What else could be better? Little did I know streaming services were coming years down the line, because if I would have known, I would have tried one myself. So it's actually pretty funny. There's a lot of singing parts as well to it, because the original has its musical parts to it. And the Grinch is such a weird character. Jim Carrey does an amazing job of portraying him. He even gets the grin down so well. They really make the movie sort of come off very believable, some ways very realistic, which is sort of odd, but it works. Check it out. Number 3. What is number 3? Oh, Home Alone 1. Home Alone 1, yes. I've seen Home Alone 1 a bunch of times. It was sort of a very unique movie when it came out, but then it got sequels, so that sort of ended up messing things up. It was pretty funny. There were so many good Christmas songs in that movie. There were a lot of family themes played throughout the movie that kind of hint at certain questions we should be asking ourselves during Christmas, like what does it really mean? What is Christmas really about? All those kind of questions. And also, like, as a kid, I think everybody dreamed about the possibility of living on your own for whatever reason. I don't think we had any idea when we would get older that being an adult would suck so much. It sucks. Trust me. So we all had these weird dreams of, like, when we would get older, we'd live on our own and be happy and everything. He actually, Kevin, the kid played by Macaulay Culkin in the movie, actually got to live that as a kid, where he lived by himself. By accident, by mistake, but it ends up happening. And it comes to this sort of clashing between him and these two wet bandits, which is what they end up calling them. And in a lot of funny accidents or traps that Kevin sets up end up working out, and he just basically wrecks these two guys. It's very funny. It's very different and sort of a different atmosphere from movies today, because it's pretty old nowadays when you think about it. But it works. It's still a really good movie. Go watch that. Number 2, Elf. Oh my god, Elf. And some people are probably thinking, like, Emmanuel, what's number 1? How do you have Elf as number 2? What is wrong with you? Listen, I love Elf. There's another movie that just I like more, okay? Elf is awesome. Elf is this really weird movie where Will Ferrell, you've all probably seen it, does an amazing job of playing this very odd character who supposedly was raised as an elf, but he's insanely tall compared to all the elves. He's like 6'3" or 6'4", or whatever. And he's basically a child. He's, this huge dude, relative towards the average height of a person, I guess. He's pretty big compared to me. I'm pretty short. And he basically acts like a child. He eats everything with maple syrup. Like, he dumps maple syrup, a ton of maple syrup in everything he eats. It's insane. It's very funny. There are some really nice singing parts to it as well, with him and the main female role in the movie. I forgot her name, but she's really good, and she does an awesome job of singing in that movie. And it's very, very funny. It's sort of odd and sort of a movie where you think things wouldn't work out because they have these weird characters, and it doesn't make a lot of sense in many ways, but it works. Watch it. And then number one, and some people are probably gonna lash out at me for this one, but The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, yes, technically it's a Halloween movie. I get it, but Christmas is in the title. Christmas plays one of the big roles around the plot of the movie, so it is a Christmas movie. Okay, don't come at me with these like, oh, it's only a Halloween movie. It's not a no, it is a Christmas movie. Okay, get over it. Okay. So the amazing thing about The Nightmare Before Christmas is the plot works well. It's sort of a musical in some ways. There's a lot of great songs. I mean, this is Halloween, this is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. And there's a lot of like awesome performances by the characters who play the voices of these weird looking characters and creatures. The guy who plays Jack's awesome, and the main female role as well. They do such an awesome job of singing. There's a lot of interesting themes in this movie, and it just sort of is fascinating how at the time this movie came out, with the limited technology that they had, that they were able to create this amazing masterpiece of a film. It's amazing. I watch it probably 3 or 4 times a year, and it doesn't have to be Halloween or Christmas. I just love the movie. It's probably my favorite movie of all time. It's definitely up there. I don't know if it's number one. It might be tied with something else, but it's definitely up there. So those are my top 5 favorite Christmas movies of all time. Thanks for joining me, guys. Christmas continues, okay? See you later.
Gains! So what are your favorite Christmas movies? I'd love to hear. Drop a comment below so we can chat about it. Like this video if you liked it. Dislike if you didn't like it. Until next time, remember, may the gains be with you, especially this new year.